Many years ago, in the land of Israel, there was a man named Jonah, a prophet chosen by God. One day, God spoke to Jonah, saying, "Go to the great city of Nineveh and deliver my message. Their wickedness has reached my ears, and I want them to turn from their evil ways." Jonah, however, was not pleased with this command. The people of Nineveh were known for their cruelty, and Jonah didn't think they deserved God's mercy. So instead of going to Nineveh, Jonah decided to run away from God's call. He traveled to the port city of Joppa and boarded a ship headed for Tarshish, hoping to flee from the Lord's presence. But as the ship sailed far out into the open sea, a great storm arose. Furious winds howled, and massive waves crashed against the ship. The sailors, frightened and desperate, began throwing cargo overboard to lighten the load. They prayed to their gods, pleading for their lives, but nothing helped. Meanwhile, Jonah was asleep in the hold of the ship, unaware of the chaos above him. The captain found Jonah and shook him awake, saying,
"How can you sleep? Get up and pray to your God. Maybe he will take notice of us, and we won't perish."
As the storm raged on, the sailors decided to cast lots to find out who was responsible for their trouble. The lot fell on Jonah, and they turned to him, asking,
"Who are you? What have you done to bring this storm upon us?"
Jonah admitted,
I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and land. I am running from him, and it is because of me that this storm has come.
The sailors were even more terrified and asked,
"What should we do to make the sea calm down?"
Jonah replied,
Pick me up and throw me into the sea. Then the storm will stop, and you will be safe.
At first, the sailors tried to row back to shore, but the storm only grew stronger. Finally, with no other choice, they prayed,
"Lord, please don't hold us guilty for taking this man's life."
and then they threw Jonah overboard. As soon as Jonah hit the water, the raging sea grew calm and the storm disappeared. The sailors were in awe of God's power and offered sacrifices, vowing to serve him. If you're captivated by Jonah's incredible journey so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from the Bible. As Jonah sank deeper into the sea, something unexpected happened. The Lord sent a huge fish to swallow him. Trapped in the belly of the great fish, Jonah found himself in complete darkness, with only the sound of water around him. He was terrified, but in that desperate moment, Jonah began to pray. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah cried out to God, repenting for his disobedience. Jonah prayed,
In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. You hurled me into the depths, and though the waters threatened me, you brought my life up from the pit. Salvation comes from the Lord.
Moved by Jonah's prayer, God commanded the fish to release him, and the fish vomited Jonah onto dry land. After being given a second chance, Jonah finally obeyed God's command. He made his way to Nineveh, a vast city that took 3 days to cross. Jonah entered the city and began proclaiming,
40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown.
His word spread quickly, and something amazing happened. The people of Nineveh believed Jonah's message. They fasted, wore sackcloth, and turned from their wicked ways. Even the king of Nineveh removed his royal robes, put on sackcloth, and declared a citywide fast, saying,
"Let everyone call urgently on God. Let us give up our evil ways and violence. Who knows? God may yet relent and have compassion on us."
When God saw their repentance and how they turned from their evil ways, he had mercy on them and did not bring the destruction he had planned. If you're amazed by this story of second chances, hit like and subscribe to join us for more inspirational stories that show God's love and power. Jonah was not pleased. He had hoped that God would punish Nineveh for their sins. Jonah left the city, sat down in a shelter he had built, and waited to see if God would change his mind. The Lord, however, decided to teach Jonah a lesson in compassion. God caused a leafy plant to grow and provide shade for Jonah, making him very comfortable. But the next day, God sent a worm to eat the plant, causing it to wither. Then God sent a scorching wind, and the sun blazed down on Jonah, making him miserable. Jonah grew angry and said,
"It would be better for me to die than to live."
But God asked Jonah, "Is it right for you to be angry about the plant?" Jonah replied,
"Yes, it is."
Then the Lord said, "You have been concerned about this plant, though you did not tend it or make it grow. It sprang up overnight and died overnight. Should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, where there are more than 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hand from their left?" And so, Jonah was left to ponder God's mercy and compassion. Through his journey, Jonah learned that God's love is not limited by human judgment, and that his mercy is available to everyone, even those we may think are undeserving. Let this story remind us all, God's mercy is boundless, and he is always ready to forgive those who turn to him. Jonah's journey shows us that even when we run, God never gives up on us.